So let's see what I gained from the two near-death experiences. Well, the biggest thing is we just don't have time to quite understand, all the things that I've gained. But some of the highlights is that it allows me to see things from a very, very different perspective. So the abilities that I gained, by the way, we all have these abilities. The two near-death experiences have allowed me to, say, transcend or jump up to a much higher level. Much like any other science or, any other potentials, one person does it, right? And then everybody else kind of follows along. It opens up that door, kind of like the 100th monkey experience, right? Where one monkey, say, figures it out, and then hundreds of monkeys, figure it out as well. The same thing here. This allows everybody to understand what it really means, say, to transform your life, what it really means to, say, human potential, what that really means. Because it's not just about making more money or making no money or anything like that. It's not about that. It's understanding how you render yourself here or how you create yourself here. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but if you understood how you, say, connect to time and space, and I know that sounds strange to you, especially if you're new. It's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But if you really understand the grandeur, I'll put it in another way for you. This is where, if you understand, say, present moment time, and not by your watch or not by, your cell phone, but you, and then your grander version, or that limitless self that many people experience. Many people know that grander experience. This is about you connecting to that grander version of who you are, right? That limitless self. So this is what I've gained on that, the technology or the understanding on how to bring out that limitless version of you. Okay, how do I do that? Well, through the near-death experiences, I've gained abilities, really fantastic abilities that go beyond, say, intuition. So I'm not clairvoyant, clairaudio, or anything like that. I'm not even intuitive, although you might think so. This is a higher level of, say, communication, higher level of understanding. So just to put it briefly, okay, we have five senses. Okay, we have five senses, and those senses are limited. For example, hearing. We have a certain band of frequencies that we can hear, but dogs can hear a lot higher than what we can, right? Doesn't mean that if we can't hear it, it doesn't exist, right? Because dogs can hear it. Or, birds or bees, they see something very different. They see very different colors than what we do, because they see, another variance or another, say, frequency of visual perception. So through these near-death experiences, it's expanded my sensory abilities beyond. So I just am. Again, intuition is something where you channel. It's something outside of you that comes in. But this is where you just are. You just are of an expansive being. You're using your sensory abilities. Again, the five senses. It almost turns into, say, that sixth sense, where you just know, you just are, you are connected to that higher level of knowledge. So that's the main feature, and I'm going to break it down. So what does that mean to you? Well, I can look at you, whether you're in front of me, whether you're on the phone, whether you're talking about a loved one, I can, say, sense them. And it's not just looking at you. It's not your auric field, or it's not your energy frequencies, anything like that. It's your underlying core level frequency on how you create yourself here. It's your blueprint of life. I call it your frequency blueprint. Okay? It's very much like your DNA. Okay? But it goes beyond that. What is the consciousness that, say, creates your DNA? Okay? Think of that. Because most scientists now are stuck on, like, well, if we change our DNA through, CRISPR technologies or gene editing and all that stuff will be good. That's very limiting, okay? But I go way beyond that. I go way beyond that. I get to the point, it's like, well, why is your gene structure like that? Okay, so there's a lot of science behind it. This isn't woo-woo crap. This isn't spirituality or anything like that. These results that I get for people, they're duplicatable, they're tangible, they're magical. But again, there's science behind it. So if you can get to that deep level of consciousness, and I call it a consciousness, which is a body of knowledge that we exist in. Okay, much like a global setting on a computer, right? You have a global setting, and everything within that setting is dictated on how you work within that global setting. It's very simple. Although it might sound a little confusing. So again, my abilities is that I can scan you or analyze you and see exactly where, say, your wiring went corrupt. Say that say you come with, you have a neck ache or you have a headache or, whatever. Is there underlying frequencies outside of the physical frequencies that is causing your, headache or neck ache or whatever issue, relationship issues or, financial issues or whatever it might be? There's usually an underlying frequency that's causing, say, the experiences of your life. I can hone into that frequency, say, within seconds of, say, meeting you or hearing your name. And not only just hone in and analyze it, but then hone in and help you, say, rewire it. And again, it's fantastic technology. I don't know all the details, but I know enough, quite a bit actually, through the decade that I've been doing this to help you or help the masses transform. So what that means to you is that it doesn't take decades for you to transform. For example, you have something, depression, or you had a hard childhood, whatever it might be, and you go through therapy, right? 2 decades, 3 decades of therapy, with maybe 1 or 2 sessions, and these are proven, and it's happened more than once, dozens and hundreds of times, where somebody benefits out of a 10-minute session with me versus, say, 2-3 decades of going through therapy. Okay, so it's not the time frame. Everything gets compressed. You can transform that fast, and people do. Okay, so and it's not and it goes beyond that. This isn't about exponential intelligence. Is not about a band-aid. It's not about I know how you are. Just like psychology, right? Something's happened to you, we'll just create a workaround, or we'll try to talk it out. But that wound, say, is still there for you. This is where you start to, say, heal from that wound from the inside out. This is like complete, say, transformation of you. This isn't a workaround. This isn't like, again, like psychology. This isn't willpower, where you have to go, I'm incomplete, I'm gonna make a hell of a lot of money, I'm just gonna push my way through and make all that money and then I'll be good. But how many people do you know that have done that and they're not good? They still have, all the issues that they have. They're still fucked up, their families are messed up, they're all that, their age, that's another thing. They age like their parents do, right? They get ill like their parents do. It's not true. You don't have to age that way, and it's been proven through the work that I've done. Again, I'm 60 years old. I look younger and more vibrant and healthier than ever before. My blood work comes back, my heart work comes back as, say, a 25-year-old. There's many individuals who age younger than what they do. So this isn't just about throwing more money at you. There's plenty of modalities out there that help you to, create money or create success. This isn't about that. This is about, say, creating a strong foundation. Again, this is about utilizing, say, the grandness or the limitless potential of who you are on the inside. And then those things like psychology or NLP or, willpower, all those things are used properly to get you to your highest level of state. So how does it happen? What is XI? So it might get a little sciencey here, but just hear me out, because it is about science. Again, this is validated proof. There's a lot of, not a lot, but more and more scientific studies being done on my abilities. And again, I want to stress that it's not just my abilities. I'm normal. Okay, but everybody else, is the norm. But you want to be normal, right? And that normal is having, unlimited potential. Your abilities to, say, transcend space and time. Your abilities to, say, manifest properly. Your abilities to not destroy yourself or sacrifice or exchange something to benefit for benefit, right? Because that doesn't work at all. Okay, so this exponential intelligence is, say, a body of knowledge that shows you, it's a handbook on how life works. Simple as that. It's a handbook on how life works. If you understand the handbook, your life will automatically become abundant. There's still work, but you automatically become abundant. You're complete, you're happy, you're joyous. You are what I call spherical, you are in spherical abundance. Right? That means that all aspects of you are abundant. Okay, your internal self, your loved ones, your wealth, your experiential, your experiences around you. Again, they're all abundant for you. It's not just one aspect where you've worked your ass off and then everything else falls apart. It doesn't work that way. Or you commit to a relationship and everything else falls apart. It's not like that. This is all aspects of you become abundant. So that's what that handbook does. XI goes into, say, the next level of say, microscopic, say, level on why your life is the way it is. And that's your, say, frequency blueprint. Okay? And if you can get to that level, so you have Newtonian physics, you have quantum mechanics or quantum physics, and what I've dubbed like pure physics, and that's where XI is. So XI is a manual on how you create your life here, and how you experience your life here. If you can understand, say, the physics of that, just like you understand, say, how gravity works for you, right? You will have an abundant life naturally.